Haley, and we're doing our first technique of the week. And we're starting with rug hooking, and I want to talk quickly about backgrounds because I have a lot of people when I teach wondering how they should approach the background of their design. I do a lot of designs that are like a thing on a background, like in this one with flower pots. And when I first started hooking, I was working in a very linear type of way, whereas my background was kind of different colored lines, monochromatic lines that I was using to create kind of like a wave pattern or lines. And just to make it more interesting for myself, to give a sense of movement within my rug. So this is kind of one way you can approach rug hooking, is working with all these different shades of one color in a background. Still reads as background, but just has a little bit of visual interest. This is another example of that, where I used all different yellows to kind of in the background of these abstract hands here. Then when I started kind of exploring this monochromatic line a little bit more, I started using sort of a wavier line. And that would be something like this over here. It's all different monochromatic blue tones. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
And even in here, it's red tones. This is worked in a more linear or geometric type way, but this is kind of a more organic line. And what that does is it creates sort of like this feeling of movement, but it's not so harsh and it's not so expected. Up here is a version of that in the purple background, the purples and pinks, except it's a little more, it's with yarn and it looks a little more organic, or what we call painterly. So why don't we stop here and I will show you how I hook these monochromatic lines. I'm back here with my project. So this is a rug that I've kind of been working on for quite a while. You can see I have some of those linear, more geometric lines in this rug. If you can't see, it's a cat sleeping on a mat, kind of on this darker background. So I have some of those geometric lines here in different colors. And then I have a dark kind of, again, monochromatic, organic line that I'm doing in the background. So when I'm hooking the background and I want it to kind of have this meandering line, a lot of times I'll start by haloing like the subject matter of the thing that I'm hooking. So like right now I'm gonna go around the cat here. And then at some point, instead of just outlining it completely, I'm gonna switch directions and I'm gonna break off. And this is gonna create another line in the background that I can kind of halo and play with. So I just kind of make a few stitches and then break off like that. And the other thing you can do, if you don't feel comfortable making that up, draw yourself some lines in the background and hook those lines and then hook in between them. So that's my tip.